Do you want to create balance in your life and work? Well, stay tuned and I'll show you how. I'm Dr. Keisha Moore of Life in Focus Coaching. And today I'd like to talk with you about how do we create a life of balance and success. There's so many people these days who are just overworked and stressed out. This exhaustion leads to burnout at work. It also compromises our health. People struggle with chronic diseases, with high blood pressure and hypertension. And this imbalanced lifestyle also compromises our relationships. We don't have enough time to spend with our family and friends and loved ones. And then the time that we spend with them is often kind of laden with that stress, and we feel like we're kind of walking on eggshells. So this definitely does not have to be your life. There is a way to break out of this cycle and to achieve balance and success in your life. And the wonderful thing is, one very useful strategy that you can begin to use today is just a very simple word: no. No can help you create not only balance but success in your life and work. There's a famous quote from Warren Buffett where he says, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. So why is that? How does saying no actually help you create balance and success? There are a couple of ways. Let me share them with you. One is that saying no actually helps you to create space for activities that you can say yes to. Those would be activities that are in line with your life purpose and your core values. So many times we're saying yes to absolutely everything. Yes becomes our default, and we have our schedule filled up with things that aren't really high priority for us. They might be high priority for other people, but they're not really high priority for us. And then something comes along that we really do want to do, that we're very excited about, that is in line with our life purpose and it is in line with our core values. And we want to do it, but our schedule is full and we don't know. And so we just add it on. We just add it to an already busy and booked schedule. And it makes our schedule even that much more overcrowded and overbooked. And then we get more and more stressed, even with the things that we do that we enjoy. So by saying no to the things that are not high priority tasks, it allows us to say yes when those high priority requests come in, and we have the space available to do it, and we can give it our full energy and attention without being exhausted and without trying to squeeze it in between two or more low priority tasks. So another way in which saying no actually helps us to create a life of balance is that saying no helps us to avoid disappointing others, and it helps us to avoid resentment growing in our hearts. So how is that? We often say yes to things that aren't high priority because we don't want to disappoint others. We think, oh, well, they asked me to do this. If I say no, they'll be so disappointed. So I'll just do it. I'll just add it on to what I'm already doing. But actually, we wind up disappointing others when we say yes to things that aren't high priority for us, because they're not high priority for us. And we often act in ways where we may forget the activity or the request, or we just don't do a good job. And that's because it wasn't high priority for us, but we led the other person to believe that we were going to make it a priority. And so when someone invites you to participate in something or do a task or an activity that they're requesting, they're inviting you because they really do value your giftedness, your talent, your resources. And so they're expecting you to bring your A game. And when it's something that's really not a priority for you, you're not bringing your A game. So it's best to avoid disappointing them in the long run by allowing them to see, okay, they can find somebody else who'll do that activity. And so by saying no to the request, you actually help them find someone who can do the request at the high priority level that it deserves. Saying no up front also helps you to avoid resentment growing in your heart. So resentment comes when we feel like life is out of our control. And when we say yes to things that aren't high priority items for us, what we're saying yes to is other people's priorities for our time. And that's not our own priorities. And we do come to resent that, right? Especially if they don't appreciate the sacrifices that we've made for them. So we feel like, I've done all of this just because you wanted me to. It wasn't important to me. I did it for you. And then you're not responding the way that I envisioned that you would respond. And that leads to resentment and leads to conflict in our relationships. But truthfully, if you do something because it's a high priority for you, because you find it meaningful, because it connects with your core values and your life purpose, it doesn't matter if anybody else appreciates it. You know it's valuable because you appreciate it and because you thought it was worthy of your time and respect. And so the minute you start feeling yourself being resentful that you're not getting the outcome or appreciation that you're looking for, use that as a cue to say, this probably isn't in line with my priorities and my life values, and I should have said no to it anyway. Okay? So the last reason that I want to share with you why saying no actually helps us to create a life of success and balance is that saying no to things that aren't in line with your life purpose and with your core values allows you to say yes to the things that are, and that are the set of activities in which you will shine. You excel in doing the things that are consistent with your core values and with your life purpose. They're giftings that you have, they're activities, they're insights that you have that come from your passion around this project, around this issue, around this idea, around this activity. And when you operate from your passion, you have the energy that's needed to take the project until the end. You have the curiosity that's needed to keep going and asking questions beyond the obvious and to continue problem solving until it's absolutely right. So, by operating only in the areas in which you are especially gifted to shine, you promote your own success because you're doing things that are in line with your life purpose and your core values. So that's the number one strategy that I want you to start implementing today is I want you to say no to almost everything, and I mean everything, that is not in line with your life purpose and your core values. And so I know that can be difficult for a number of people because we've developed this habit of saying yes. Yes has become our default. And so if you have a habit of saying yes, I'd like to share with you just one technique that I think might help you and to create a new habit of being able to say no to anything that is not in line with your life purpose and your core values. So I'd suggest that you formulate a no committee. What's a no committee? It's a committee that is charged with making decisions about every request that comes to it and saying, is this request in line with your life purpose and core values? And if it isn't, the answer is no. And so you set up this no committee by inviting 3 to 5 of your very close friends and or family members who know you well, who know your life well, and who know your work well. And you present to them your life purpose and core values. And this becomes their guiding document that they use to evaluate every request that you bring to them. So they're not going to answer based on what they would do. They're going to answer based on, is this request in line with your life purpose and your core values? And if it is not, the answer is no. So when you're putting together the committee, you have to make sure that it's an odd number, 3 to 5 people, so there is no split decision. And you have to explain to the committee very clearly what your life purpose is so that they can use that in their decision making. And you also have to commit to adhering to whatever the committee decides, right? So you give the committee the power to say yes or no to this activity. And it's easier for them to do it because they love you. They want you to be successful. They want you to have a balanced life. And they're going to help you by evaluating every request according to your life purpose and your core values. So everyone on the committee has to commit to doing that. They also have to commit to giving you a speedy answer, usually within 24 hours, so that you can continue to go ahead with your life and respond to the requests as they come in. I've been on no committees before, and I find it to be a very useful way of getting people who've developed a habit of saying yes as the default, getting you into a place where you develop the habit of saying no to everything that is not in line with your life purpose and values. So I want you to start saying no today. Say no to everything that is not in line with your life purpose, that is not in line with your core values. If you need to, set up your no committee. If you're not exactly clear on your life purpose and core values, so you're not sure how you can say yes or no based on that, I encourage you to visit my website. I have a free tool. It's a life planning assessment planning tool. You can download this free tool from my website and you can use that, and that will help you identify your life purpose, your life vision, your life mission. So you can access the free planning tool at my website, www.yourlifeinfocuscoach.com. While you're there, check out my blog, Living From Your Bliss. I have a lot of resources there for you as well to help you live a life of balance and a life of success. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss any of the upcoming videos on achieving balance in your life. And also connect with me. I'd love to connect with you on social media. You can connect with me via Facebook at Life in Focus Coaching, or if you're on Twitter, you can connect with me on Twitter at Coach Keisha. So again, I'm Dr. Keisha Moore of Life in Focus Coaching, and I am wishing you a life full of meaning, purpose, and joy. Have a great day.